Greetings, space enthusiasts, and welcome to another intriguing episode where we delve into the mysteries of the cosmos. Today we're setting our sights on one of the most enduring enigmas of the 20th century, the lunar conspiracy. From the dawn of time, the moon has captivated us with its ethereal glow, inspiring countless myths, legends, and tales. However, the moon's most controversial tale sprouted not from ancient lore, but from the heart of the modern age. The year was 1969, a time of great societal upheaval and technological advancement. Amidst this backdrop, humanity embarked on its most audacious adventure yet, the Apollo missions. These missions, conducted by NASA, aimed to land humans on the moon and safely return them to Earth. And according to official accounts, they succeeded. On July 20th, 1969, astronaut Neil Armstrong took one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, etching his footprints onto our celestial neighbor. However, not everyone was convinced. In the decades following the moon landing, a myriad of conspiracy theories have emerged, questioning the veracity of the lunar landing. These theories cover a broad spectrum, from allegations of doctored photographs and film footage to claims of alien encounters. Some even go as far as to suggest that the entire moon landing was an elaborate hoax, staged by the US government to assert their dominance in the ongoing space race against the Soviet Union. Of course, these are just theories, and like all theories, they require evidence. Over the course of this episode, we'll delve deeper into these lunar conspiracies, scrutinize the evidence, and attempt to separate fact from fiction. So buckle up as we embark on this cosmic journey to uncover the truth behind the lunar conspiracy. The Apollo missions, a monumental achievement for mankind, or an elaborate hoax? Let's delve deeper into this intriguing question. To start, let's rewind to the 60s, an era brimming with technological advancements and fierce competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. The space race. The Apollo missions launched by NASA were America's answer to this challenge. Over a span of 4 years, from 1969 to 1972, a total of 12 astronauts were said to have walked on the moon's surface, starting with the historic Apollo 11 mission. Apollo 11, the mission that supposedly took the first humans to the moon, is shrouded in a cloud of contention. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the astronauts on board, reported seeing stars from the moon's surface, a claim that has since been contested by skeptics. They argue that stars would not be visible from the moon due to the presence of the sun's overpowering light. Then there's the iconic image of the American flag, planted by Aldrin, appearing to ripple in the moon's atmosphere. Critics argue that this is impossible as the moon lacks an atmosphere to create wind. NASA's response? The flag was stored in a thin tube and the rippling effect was the result of it being unfurled before being planted. But perhaps the most debated aspect of the Apollo missions is the absence of a blast crater beneath the lunar module. Skeptics argue that the rocket's powerful engines should have left a noticeable depression in the moon's surface. NASA counters this by explaining that the descent engine was throttled back just before landing and didn't produce enough thrust to create a crater. The Apollo missions certainly sparked a global conversation, but were they genuine or a grand deception? This question has been the subject of heated debate for over 5 decades. As we move forward, we must remember that truth, like space itself, can often be vast and complex, filled with mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Why do some people adamantly believe that the moon landing was faked? That's the question that keeps bouncing around, and it's time to delve into it. The first conspiracy theory revolves around the lack of stars in the photos taken during the Apollo missions. Critics argue that the starless black sky is a huge red flag. They say if astronauts were indeed on the moon, why didn't the cameras capture the stars? This theory, however, overlooks the fact that capturing stars in a photo requires a long exposure. The astronauts' cameras were set to daylight exposure levels, which are too short to capture the faint light of distant stars. Next on the list is the flag waving. In the footage of the Apollo missions, the American flag appears to flutter as if there's wind, which is impossible in the vacuum of space. Skeptics claim this is proof that the landing was staged on Earth. But scientists explain that the flag was held up by a horizontal rod, and the apparent fluttering was due to the astronauts twisting the rod during installation, causing the flag to move. Then there's the theory about identical backgrounds in different photos. Critics point out that some photos, supposedly taken miles apart, have identical backdrops. This, they say, indicates a studio set. However, experts argue that the moon's horizon is much closer to the viewer than on Earth due to the moon's smaller size. This makes the landscape look the same in different locations. And let's not forget about the theory of the C rock. A photo from the Apollo 16 mission shows a rock with a suspicious C marked on it. Critics argue that it's a prop, with the C being a label. However, NASA states that the C is a photographic glitch, not a label. These theories definitely make one question the authenticity of the moon landing. But before we jump to conclusions, it's crucial to remember that science often has an explanation for what initially appears unexplainable. So, let's continue to explore and question, keeping an open mind, as we journey further into the lunar conspiracy. However, there are those who argue against these conspiracy theories. What do they say? Let's start with the moon rocks. These rocks, brought back by the Apollo astronauts, are a compelling piece of evidence. Their composition is significantly different from Earth rocks. They contain isotopes that don't naturally occur on Earth and were formed in an environment with less gravity and no atmospheric weathering. Scientists worldwide have studied these rocks and have not found any reason to doubt their lunar origin. Now consider the sheer number of people involved in the Apollo missions. Over 400,000 individuals directly contributed to the Apollo program, spanning across various organizations and countries. The idea that all of these people could maintain a conspiracy of this magnitude for over half a century strains credibility. It's said that 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead, yet here we are with no credible whistleblowers or leaked documents to substantiate the moon landing hoax theory. Then there's third-party validation. Independent groups and nations tracked the Apollo missions. The Soviet Union, America's Cold War adversary, tracked the Apollo missions using their own radar systems. If the moon landings were faked, the Soviets would have been the first to expose the hoax, given the political mileage they would have gained. Also, numerous third-party entities, including Japan's Selene lunar orbiter and India's Chandrayaan-1 mission, have independently verified the landing site's existence. These missions have photographed the Apollo landing sites, showing the descent stages of the lunar modules and the tracks left by the astronauts. These counter-arguments, the presence of moon rocks on Earth, the thousands of people involved in the Apollo missions, and the third-party validations provide a compelling case in favor of the authenticity of the moon landing. The evidence supporting the moon landing's authenticity is robust and verified. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our thirst for exploration and knowledge. So, before we cast doubt and delve into conspiracy theories, we must remember to examine the counter-arguments as well. These counter-arguments provide a compelling case in favor of the authenticity of the moon landing. But here's a question to ponder on. If we accept the premise of the moon landing being a grand ruse, a question arises. How could thousands of people, from astronauts to ground control staff, to those involved in the manufacture and launch of the Apollo missions, keep such a monumental secret for over half a century? Consider the sheer scale of the Apollo missions. The number of individuals involved in even the smallest capacities was immense. Each person would have had to maintain this deception from the day of the alleged landing in July of 1969, right up until today. That's over 55 years of silence. Is it plausible that not a single individual would crack under the pressure or be tempted to reveal the truth for fame, fortune, or simply a clear conscience? Take a moment to think about it. Let your thoughts and theories take shape and then share them with us. I'd love to read your thoughts and theories in the comments below. So, there we have it, a look into the intriguing world of lunar conspiracies. We've journeyed through the enigmatic Apollo missions, surfed the waves of various conspiracy theories, and delved into the counter-arguments that challenge these theories. From the triumphs of human achievement to the shadows of doubt cast by skeptics, we've explored the multifaceted narrative of lunar exploration. We questioned the authenticity of the moon landing, pondered over the anomalies in the moon photos, and scrutinized the arguments that defend the legitimacy of the Apollo missions. The debate is far from over, and the question still lingers. Have we really set foot on the moon? It's a thought-provoking question that invites us all to reflect and explore further. The cosmos is vast and full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting dives into the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up.